Nigel Farage savages Boris Johnson for betraying fishermen but still backs Brexit deal. Nigel Farage has thrown his support behind Boris Johnson's trade deal with the European Union, despite claiming the Prime Minister had betrayed our fishermen with European access to British waters. The Brexit Party leader penned an article for the Sunday Telegraph accepting the deal was necessary for ending the Brexit wars, in spite of his preference for a no-deal, clean break from the EU. But Mr. Farage warned the deal's provisions for fishing is even worse than I had feared, echoing anger from industry leaders. Mr. Farage said in his article the UK still won't own the fish that swim in its waters, and said the Prime Minister had failed the industry. He added, the current terms of the UK Common Fisheries Policy will continue and just 25% of EU boats' fishing rights in UK waters will be transferred to Britain's fishing fleet up to 2026. Originally, it was expected that the EU's rights would be cut by 80%. Nobody should underestimate the sense of betrayal in our coastal communities this has inspired. Even if after 2026 Britain wants to increase further its own quota allocation, it will have to pay compensation to the EU to do so. This is an outrageous humiliation. The EU should be paying Britain to fish up to 6 miles from our shores. Also listing Northern Ireland's future status and financial services as compromises, Mr. Farage said fishing towns deserve recompense for what has been done to them once again. But the Brexit Party leader said the deal brought an end to the Brexit debate, and hailed Mr. Johnson for obtaining it. He added, Lord Frost and Boris Johnson have paid a heavy price to get this deal over the line, but they have done far better than their predecessors and they do deserve some credit. The most important point about this deal is that it will end the anti-Brexit hysteria that has defined our nation since 2016. There is no going back. The grassroots campaign to win back Britain's independence has triumphed against the Westminster establishment. That, surely, is worth celebrating. The comments follow outrage from fishing communities over the proposed 6-year transition period for European access to British waters. Barry Dess, chief executive of the National Federation of Fishermen's Organisations, said to ITV he felt the UK surrendered to the EU over the Red Line issue. He added, this is very far away from the fishing industry expected or indeed was promised. We have surrendered access for the EU fleets to fish in our waters, for a further 5 years, without securing the quote advantages that we have a right to expect as an independent coastal state under international law. Mr. Dess also took issue with the 6 to 12 mile limit for non-UK vessels fishing in British waters, and said, this isn't small boats taking a small amount of fish out of that area, these are big modern vessels that will continue to have access and to the detriment of our own fisheries.